Rather lads, welcome back to Cossy's Arsenal podcast. My name is Cossy. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in all parts of the world. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a brand new video. Football is back. We're going to be doing our preview for the West Ham game on Boxing Day tomorrow at exactly 11 p.m. It's a very important one because it means Arsenal are back and it means that we can still fight for the Premier League title. But it's a very important one for West Ham. They have won one of their last 5 games in the Premier League. Now coming back, they want to change things. They want to score more goals. They want to be a different team. Otherwise, they could find themselves in talks of relegation. Something that I think David Moyes wouldn't really want to associate with this group of side with. So I'm going to be diving into my prediction. I'm going to be diving into my analysis of this game. I want your predictions in the comment section below. Do you think we can come back with a bouncing win? Maybe Arsenal 3-1, maybe 4-1. That's not my prediction. I'm only saying, could we come back with a flying win against West Ham? We are at home at the Emirates Stadium. That's going to be a very big point for us. And I think West Ham know they have not beaten Arsenal in the last 12 times they've come at the Emirates Stadium. 11 of them, they have not actually won against Arsenal. So maybe that could be one of the reasons. Hit the like button. Let's get this video to 300 likes. Subscribe to the podcast as well. And Merry Christmas. Of course, Merry Christmas. Now, when you look at these two teams, I think there are so many things that we have to look at. One, Mikel Arteta has been under David Moyes as a player before, and maybe he might know him, his strengths, weaknesses. During his press conference, he was asked whether Mikel Arteta is going to make a great manager, and David Moyes said, look, he's a very good lad with a very strong character, and he does expect him to become a great manager. He expects him to become something big in the managerial world. So maybe David Moyes could use some of the tactics, some of the things he told Mikel Arteta, maybe to break Arsenal down. But I think we are playing more of the Pep Guardiola football, so I don't expect David Moyes really to know much about us. But maybe that could be one of the reasons why we eventually don't win against West Ham. Maybe David Moyes knows this. So in the last 5 games, which might actually not really matter, I think it's been a long time ever since we played in the Premier League. I think all clubs are going to come back on a different account. All clubs will come back in a way and shop thinking, we need to start exactly on a new chapter. We need to begin on a new chapter, especially West Ham, clubs like Nottingham Forest, clubs like Leicester. You want to begin the new season. You want to begin the new half of the season in a better way, in a new way, not as compared to how they had actually started. But they have won 1 of their last 5 in the Premier League, scoring 3 goals and conceding 7. My problem with West Ham this season has been the rate at which they concede and the difficulty at which they score goals. Now, they brought in Scamacca in the window in the summer, and I thought Gianluca Scamacca was going to be that kind of guy that gives them more goals, gives them ability to score more goals. Players like Lucas Paqueta as well, who I think David Moyes has actually not used very well. But it doesn't really seem to work. It seems like they do always have problems in the final third. It wasn't like that last season. They were scoring a lot of goals. Jared Bowen, we talked about him in the summer. Over 25 goal contributions for them. Mikel Antonio as well had so many goal contributions, and a couple of other players as well. So until they find and figure out why are they not scoring goals and why are they conceding many goals, they're not actually going to turn their season around. So that is one of the weakness we have to capitalize on. Their blunt, and in the last press conference, going to be diving into the team news, but in the last press conference, it looks like Scamacca and Mikel Antonio could actually be absent. Now, that means Jared Bowen playing down to the middle, which actually is very good news for us. Very good news, and I'll tell you why. Okay, so in the last 5 games, Arsenal have been the better side. We've won 4 of the last 5, drawing 1 against Southampton. In those last 5 games, Arsenal have scored a total of 10 goals. Absolutely ridiculous. 5 against Nottingham Forest, of course, and a couple of other wins. We only failed to win against Southampton in the Premier League. That is in our last 5 games. So we are hoping to continue that run. We are hoping to continue that very good spell, and maybe give Manchester City a challenge. I think we will drop out of the starting. We'll drop out of the top zone on the Premier League table next year. Okay, yeah, next year, not this year, to be honest. So in terms of the team news, Mikel Arteta was speaking to the media last time, and he said maybe Alexander Zinchenko, maybe Emu Smith-Rowe, Gabriel Jesus, those are the players, and Reece Nelson, those are the players that we will not be having, but the rest of the team is actually fine. But Gabriel Jesus is a major blow. It's a massive, massive blow. And I said it last time when we were talking about a preview. I don't even remember when we did that. And I said Arsenal are one injury away. And that injury is going to be a Thomas Partey injury or a Gabriel Jesus injury. And we are one injury away from struggling. We are one injury away from a crisis. And guess what? It just happened at the World Cup. So in terms of the team news, Arsenal will not have any returning players on the 26th of December. So don't expect new players to be coming in. I mean, don't expect fresh updates when it comes to players. West Ham, on the other side, will be without Kat Zuma. It doesn't have a return date, and I think that's another major blow, right? We've been asking ourselves, why are they defending poorly? That is one of the reasons. Kat Zuma is the pillar. He is a major block in that defense, and when he's not in there, they really, really struggle a lot. So Arsenal do have an advantage that although we do not have Gabriel Jesus, Edin Ketia should take advantage of Craig Dawson and whoever he will be partnering with in that back line. So they do not have their major centre back in Kat Zuma, and two of their major strikers, that is Mikel Antonio, unless David Moyes is playing mind games, but Mikel Antonio is not expected to be in that game, plus Gianluca Scamacca. So their source of goals, and you look at how they often play. Antonio being the kind of target man the board, or Gianluca Scamacca still being that kind of target man or the board. If they don't have one of those, then I think you can easily deal with them. So that is in terms of the team news and also injuries. I don't think really there is anything to worry about in terms of Arsenal. All the players that have actually not been available will not be available apart from Gabriel Jesus. Now, how important is this game to both sides? I think David Moyes understands that this game is a do or die. And what I mean is as a do or die, it's not because it's the last game of the season and if they win it or lose it, then they get relegated or not get relegated. What I mean is, if they're going to turn their fortunes around, if they're going to turn their mindset as a club around, it's going to be so detrimental for them to come at the Emirates Stadium and pick up 0 points. It's going to be absolutely detrimental. It's going to be the other side if they come and pick up 3 points or even pick up a point. Because what Moyes will want is, how do I turn this ship around? How do we become a better side? How do we have a better half of the season as compared to the first one? So it's a very, very important one in the eyes of David Moyes and West Ham. For Arsenal, I do not have enough words to explain how important this game is. I really don't have the words to explain how important this game is. We are on top of the table, 5 points. But remember, our game in hand is against Manchester City. So if City beat us in their game in hand, it means we'll be above them by 2 points. And this is not the time to lose that advantage. Manchester City, of course, are playing a very, very easy side. Are they playing Leeds United? I think they're playing Leeds United. So you have to consider that. You have to think about who Manchester City are playing and who we are playing. Is it time to drop points? Really, I don't think it's time to drop points, especially at the Emirates Stadium, especially on Boxing Day. A day where Arsenal don't lose games, a day where Arsenal don't drop points, a day where we always pick up 3 points. So very important game for both managers, very important game for both sets of teams. But this one, I'm going to go with Arsenal. I think this game is more important for us in the title race as compared to West Ham. I think with West Ham, they can easily turn their season around even without winning against Arsenal. They can go win their next 3, 4, 5 games and then their season is actually turned around. So in terms of head-to-head, it's not very good news for West Ham. In the last 12 times they've played against Arsenal at the Emirates Stadium, they have lost 11. They have lost 20 in the last 28 games that they've played against us as an opponent, home and away. They do not have any wins. That is how difficult it is for them. And some of the key insights that I've looked at in this game are actually worrying for me. They are very, very worrying. Number one, since losing 3 in a row against West Ham between February 2006 and April 2007, Arsenal have lost 2 of their 28 Premier League games against the Hammers, winning 21 and drawing 5. Indeed, the Gunners have only beaten Everton 35 more often than West Ham 34 in the competition. So it's self-explanatory. It's absolutely self-explanatory. We always beat West Ham, and this is a game where we win with a lot of goals. I don't know, but whenever we play West Ham, they're either in bad form, they're either having injuries, they're either not good enough. We've never played West Ham, and you feel this West Ham side will actually put up a fight. Even last campaign, where I think it was their best part of the decade. I think they had a very, very good team, very good manager, very good rhythm, very good season. Again, Arsenal obliterated them. Okay, and then West Ham have lost 11 of their last 12 Premier League away games against Arsenal, with the exception of a 2-0 win on the opening weekend of the 2015-2016 campaign. So, 11 visits, they have lost all of them. All right, that is how bad it is. This is the third time Arsenal and West Ham are meeting in a Premier League match on Boxing Day, with the Gunners winning 1-0 at home in the last winning 1-0 at home in 1998 and 3-1 away in 2013. So the 3 times we played against Boxing Day, we've actually beaten them, because I know we will beat them in this game. But the previous 2 in 1998 and 2013, all of them were won by Arsenal. Arsenal have won their last 10 Premier League home games on Boxing Day and are unbeaten in the last 13 at home on this day, since a 2-0 loss at Nottingham Forest in 1987. So it's a day where we do very well. It's a day where we actually perform very, very well. And lastly, West Ham have won just 1 of their last 8 Boxing Day league games, drawing 3, losing 4, beating Swansea City in 2016 4-1. Okay, so with all that put together, with all that coupled together, I still feel West Ham don't stand a chance. Okay, I feel West Ham don't stand a chance. It's only 1 player or 2 that will be out of our starting 11, and that should massively impact us. But that should not mean we lose the game. That should actually not mean that Arsenal fall away. So my thoughts and opinions on this game, I think it's going to be an interesting one. It's going to be very, very, it's a very good game. And in this weekend, we're going to see very, very many shockers. I don't think every big team will win. I don't think every team that had many players in the World Cup will win this weekend. We saw Manchester City, Liverpool. It was a very good game, high-scoring game. Many chances for Darwin Núñez, many chances for Manchester City. But it's going to be different. Many of these sides have actually had 1 or 2 players at the World Cup, and some of those players have actually not played any football. Take for instance West Ham. They had Lucas Paqueta, they had Declan Rice at the World Cup. Who else? Who else in this West Ham side was at the World Cup? So they have their players fit. They have their players fresh. Most of their players are going to be fresh. Most of their players are actually going to be fit. And I still anticipate that it's going to be the same case with so many of these other small sides. They will be able to win games. They will be able to come and put up a fight, because many of our players as big teams are actually injured. Many of our players are actually tired from the World Cup. How many players represented Arsenal at the World Cup? Xhaka, Partey, Gabriel Jesus and Gabriel Martinelli, Saka, Ramsdale. Those are 6 players already, and I've not talked about players like Takero Tomiyasu, who struggled with an injury at the World Cup. So we almost had 10 players representing Arsenal at the World Cup. Okay, and that is the huge difference. That is going to be a huge decider in games to come, because they're decent squads like Newcastle that didn't have so many players representing. Bruno Guimaraes was there. Callum Wilson was there. And who else? The likes of Almiron were never there. All these players are going to be free. All these players are going to be fit. All these players are going to be fresh. But still, guys, okay, tough game it's going to be. Both of us returning. This is a new beginning to the season. And I hope Mikel Arteta can treat this game as a new season, as a new beginning, as a new season beginner, because then it will erase all the memories we have about the previous games, how nostalgic we'll be, the pressure that comes with the fact that we are on top of the table will go away. But that is too theoretical. I don't think practically it is possible for us to forget all the victories. So I'm gonna say my early prediction is Arsenal win. The worst is going to be an Arsenal draw. Okay, so my early prediction is an Arsenal win. The worst is going to be a draw. I don't think West Ham come in this game and pick up 3 points. They don't have key players in Skamaka, Antonio, and Katzuma. And I also think they, even with those players, they have struggled to score goals. Unless, otherwise, this is going to be an Arsenal win. And I hope it actually happens. So hit the like button. Later, I'll be dropping my predicted 11. I'll be dropping my real prediction, and I'll also be diving into much of what I think the game is actually going to be about. But for now, have a merry Christmas.